Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy, Long Beach Joe, and let me tell you something. We are back at it again. We're going to be talking Jets today. There's so much to talk about, so much to cover. The New York Jets have so much going on. You look at this situation here. We got the Green and White Scrimmage. We're going to be recapping that. There were some things going on. Clearly, Zach Wilson had some struggles in that game. There's a lot of Jets fans that are down on him right now. We're going to be talking about Denzel Mims. So we're going to be covering quite a bit. So listen, let me go ahead and get into it. I am the man of the people. I am here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So I'm also on iTunes as well. Hey, check your boy out on iTunes. You can go on iTunes, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Subscribe to my podcast there on iTunes. And, hey, man, give your boy a rating. Can I get a rating? Can I get a 5-star rating? There's people that have dropped some 5 stars. There's people dropping comments. Please continue to do that. I want to hear your feedback. I want to get your thoughts on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody that has dropped, the ratings and gave me some feedback as well. But come on, I need more. You know what I'm saying? I need more. Hit your boy there. Again, I'm also on Twitter as well. I'm all over the place on there. YoungJ000. The show's page is also The Long Beach Joe. So go there, follow your boy, man. Talk to me. I'll talk back. I love going back and forth with folks, and just having discussions about all kinds of things, the Jets, everything that we got going on. So salutes to everybody. And again, I'm also on YouTube. I live stream my radio shows, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Come on by. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of fun. We talk, we have a lot of fun talking about the team. We also, we play games too, baby. We play games too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one-stop shop. I have so much fun doing what I do. So, hit your boy. Come through, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, man. You know what I'm saying? And salute to everybody, again, that's watching live. Please give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't yet. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe if you haven't yet as well, if it's your first time watching me. So, listen, it's time to get into it. We got so much to talk about. The Green and White Scrimmage has happened. We're going to recap that. We're also going to discuss what's been going on, man, especially with Denzel Mims. There's been some struggles as well with Zach Wilson. There's a lot of fans that are down on him. A lot of fans already talking about, they don't know. A lot of fans wondering, hey, why did we draft this guy? I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've gone back and forth with a lot of people. But before we get into that, okay, before we do that, as everyone knows, I am a Jets fan, and I live in California. I grew up on the West Coast, all right? And I love this team through and through. And there's a lot of people from a lot of different places, that aren't necessarily from the Jersey area, or, they're from the New York, Jersey area, and they've had to, move other places, but they still love this football team. And it's always great to hear their stories about how they come together. They build fan clubs wherever they go. They come together, and they bleed green together with their brothers and sisters. They unite. They talk about the football team. They watch the games together. Through thick and thin, they stick together. And just hearing those stories and hearing, how everything comes together, talking about their fandom and their fanhood is always great to hear. So tonight I'm going to bring on Willie Williams, okay, from the 757 Virginia Fan Club, and he's going to talk to us about his fan club and what they do there, to bleed green, what they do there to connect with each other and show their love for the New York Jets. So, Willie, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. I want to welcome you. How are you doing today, my friend?
Pretty good. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing amazing. Listen, Willie, let's get right into it, man. What made you a fan of the New York Jets?
That's a funny story. I actually grew up a Cowboy fan, Joe, and then once I got older, we moved from New York to Virginia. And so then it's everybody's Cowboy fans, That's when they were winning all those Super Bowls. But I'm like the underdog. So when Keyshawn Johnson got drafted, he was my favorite player in college. So he went to the Jets. So I'm like, maybe I should start following them. And I looked at the history, the whole history of everything. And then, like, you know, Joe Namath and everything is great, and I've just been a Jet fan ever since.
Okay. You know, hey, look, however you bleed green, however you put that green jersey on, I'm all about it. You know what I'm saying? I've had people say some of the same things as well, that they grew up, you know, they were a fan of a certain team, but as they got older, they started to feel like it's something just that pulls me to this Jets team, something. And they just went with their heart, and they, you know, and they love where they're at right now. So I really like that story there. But how does your fan club come apart, Willie? Like, how did you guys put that together out there in the 757?
Okay, so what it is a lot of people from New York moved down to this area. And so, you know, there's a lot of Giants fans here, but there, you know, is actually more Jet fans. So the thing is, it's like you have to try to, you know, have to find them. So people started creating Facebook groups. And then, so, you know, I was part of one group, the Virginia Jet fans, you know, shout out to them. And so basically what happened is, like, I'm in the peninsula a lot. I'm there more than anything. So then, you know, I was like, well, we don't have anything on this side. So I'm like, okay, well, and I just started the group. And that was in 2019. So we're going on our third year now.
Okay. And so where can people come and hang out with y'all? Like, where exactly do you guys meet up and have fun, watch games, and do all your events together?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm actually an event coordinator as well. So, you know, started out kind of slow because, you know, people don't know what's out there. And first we started watching the game that beat, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings and Suffolk. And then once people started realizing, you know, started hearing about us, so then I moved it all the way to the peninsula. And so we watched the game at Hooters. So now and on our third year, I'm like, okay, let's expand a little bit. So now people have heard about us. So now we'll be watching all of our division games at Green Turtle in Hampton, in the town center. Then all of the regular games will still be at Hooters, but then we got this thing called pop-up games. So certain games I might pop up in Richmond, Virginia. I might pop up in Norfolk, Virginia. I might pop up in Virginia Beach. Keep it spicy. You know what I mean? And so the fun thing is, like, so we make it really festive. So, like, you're gonna laugh. So, like, the thing is, I have like a flight suit, right? I have a flight suit and a helmet, like a fighter pilot helmet. So it looks like I'm actually you're ready to fly a plane. I wear it to games and everything. Oh my God, you've probably seen me. It's amazing. And so, like, we got this thing called the flight.
Go ahead, Willie. You coming through with the flight suit? Go ahead.
Man, I got the flight suit, man. So, so we got this thing called a flyby. Every time the Jets score a touchdown, me and someone else will grab one of them helmets and fly around the bar, right? Do the air bump like the players do. And then, we do the chant. Man, it's so fun, man. And then, like, we have beads. We do 50-50 raffles. They're $200, $300, $400. You would have flags. I mean, like, dude, we do it all, man. So, like I said, we're steadily growing. So that's why I want to go ahead and expand out some, But yeah, we have a great time, man.
Yeah, dude, that sounds like so much fun. You flying around up there with the flight suit, just having a blast. But can you tell me, Willie, what is it like being a fan in Virginia? I know that there's a lot of Redskins fans there too. What is it like, man? Do they make fun of y'all? Because, a lot of places people look down on Jets fans. Do you get hassled by Redskins fans when you're out there with your green on and your flight suit?
Joe, all the time. You're right. It's believe it or not, it's just as many Cowboy fans here as it is Redskin fans. Because a lot of people hate the Redskins, so they join the Cowboys. But, the funny thing is literally every day. So, I have my 757 Jet shirts. I'll wear a Jet hat. Every single day I leave the house, I wear my stuff. And I'm just going back and forth with people, and I love it. And it's like I don't back down. Like, why the Jets suck at it? I don't care. That's my team. I'm going to ride with them until the wheels fall off, And then it's like I always out junk talk them too. That's the funny part. Like a lot of times they'll say something like, oh, well, you haven't been to the Super Bowl since what's such and such. I'm like, well, look, at least we have one. Like, where's your ring? And then they just shut up. you know?
Hey, look, like you said, one's better than none. You know what I'm saying? We trying our best, but we're trying to get back into that. And that's great that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Trying to get back to that Super Bowl, trying to get back to being a contender, because that's extremely important. And that's why I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about the team, my friend, is when you look at this situation now, how are you feeling about the Jets going into this season?
As far as I think that Joe Douglas has done a great job in putting everything together. One of our biggest issues for years has been the offensive line, and he's addressing that. As far as Zach Wilson goes, I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's just coming in the game, but I think they saw something in him because usually when the Jets bring in a person, they don't bring in weapons around him. They've got weapons around him now. You know what I mean? I feel like the offense is going to be really great. I mean, you got Elijah. We've got a running back committee. We've got tight ends. I mean, I think we're going to score a lot of points. I do. I really do. I think he's going to struggle at first, but I think after maybe the first couple of games, he'll get his legs underneath him, and then I think we'll be fine. Defensive-wise, I feel the same way. I mean, it's Robert Saleh's defense. And then, I feel like the line is great. The linebackers are great. Safety's great. I mean, I'm a little questionable at corner, but, I mean, if we can get a pass rush, Joe, oh, my God, it won't even matter. You know what I mean? So, and I think we will. I think Quentin's going to really come out this year. I think it's his time now. So
not just Lawson. Carl Lawson looks unblockable.
Carl Lawson. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. You hear about the reports about everything that he's doing.
And he's giving Becton all kinds of problems. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So listen, Willie, it's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal to speak with you, man. It really, really has. Before I let you go, can you please hit my audience again with all the information of how to contact you to, meet up with you folks in the 757 and the fan club and everything that you guys do, from where you guys are at to all of your social media platforms.
Okay. All right. So, again, we watched the game. We watched the game in multiple places. We watched it at Hooters in Hampton, 1801 West Mercury Boulevard. We also watched it at Green Turtle. I'm sorry, I don't have the address. But it's in the Peninsula Town Center. We have a website, www.757jetswithans.com. You can also find us on Facebook, 757 Jet Fans with S's. Instagram, 757 spelled out. So it's, the actual letters and not the numbers. 757 spelled out Jet Fan.
Yeah. Listen, Willie, it's been phenomenal to speak with you, man. I want to thank you for coming on. You have yourself a good night, my friend.
All right. You too. Thanks for having me, Joe.
All right. You have a good one. Woo! Willie bringing the heat. Listen, they're doing a lot of beautiful things out there. The 757 Jets, Virginia Jets Fan Club, they really get together, have a blast, have a good time, and it's all about just enjoying themselves and bleeding green, man. That's really what it's about. So, again, salutes to Willie. Everyone, please get involved with that fan club any way that you can, especially if you're in that Virginia area, because like I said earlier, it's all about, connecting with your Jets brothers and Jets sisters and doing whatever you can to, feel that camaraderie. I know what it's like, man. Listen, I'm on the West Coast. It's hard out here, okay? It's really hard out here for a Jets fan.
Here we go!
Don't get me started, all right? I'm surrounded by Raiders fans, Niners fans, bandwagon Chargers fans.
Here we go!
Don't get, Chargers fans, don't let me rip into you real quick, because there's a lot of bandwagon Chargers fans. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is that I've been to Chargers games before, and I see a lot of brand new jerseys. That's all I'm going to say. They brand
Here we go!
Brand new, like you just got them from the store. So. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So, salutes to Willie again, and now we're going to get into it. Salutes to everybody in the chat, all my savages in the chat. For those of you that don't know, I live stream while I do my live radio show, and I got some savages in the chat. I call them savages. Why? Because they don't care. They'll get after it, man. They're savages. Straight savages. packages, man. They don't care about anything. Salutes to SG. Salutes to Frankie from Flatbush. It's good to see you in here as well. To Leon, and also salutes to King. Salutes to him as well, man. So salutes to y'all. I'll come to y'all. We're going to get into the topics now. Salutes to everybody that's calling in. The lines are hot. We're going to get to everybody. Please be patient, folks. We're going to talk to everybody tonight about everything that we got going on. Before we get to the callers, though, I just want to cover a couple things. I want to talk about Zach Wilson. Just really quickly before we get to the callers. Listen, I understand that people are frustrated with Zach Wilson. He had a rough go at the Green and White Scrimmage. We all know he was 11 for 24. He had some drives. I think it was about 7 drives that only amounted to like 3 points. He had 4 punts, and he threw 2 interceptions. There was a lot of drops from the wide receivers as well, so that kind of attributed to the offense not really, being as far along or playing as well as we all would hope. But guess what? I look at the situation like this. This is an offense that's just being installed, right? It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of new things going on. So generally, when you have, new coaching staff, new offenses come in, generally those offenses usually take a little bit longer to get going, to get acclimated to things than the defense does. But when you look at the situation with Zach Wilson, he's a rookie quarterback, okay? And I understand that some Jets fans, and that's why I preach to not have, some crazy expectations for this young kid right off the bat, was because, hey, rookie quarterbacks struggle. That's just what happens. They're going to look inconsistent at times. They're going to have throws that are all over the place. There's going to be frustration with his play. He's going to be very up and down. You can see across the league that a lot of rookies have struggled with the same things. And again, this is just a defense that is going out there. They're not necessarily game planning for Zach Wilson. They're going out there. They're playing a lot of vanilla coverages. They're just attacking right now. Wait until we go up against some of these teams that we have coming up this season that are literally going to be watching hours of tape on him. Hell, you look, we got the Patriots in the division. Belichick is known for giving rookie quarterbacks, the business. So we've got to be prepared for him to struggle at times. I don't think turning your back on Zach Wilson at this point because he's going through some struggles, mainly rookie struggles, is the right thing to do. Let's wait a second and let's let this kid find his way. Let's let this kid kind of pan things out. So I wanted to say that before we got to the callers, and we're going to get to everybody. So, again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We're going to get to everybody. Please be patient. And when you come on the show, please, don't curse because I'll get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster than we got Adam Gase. Oh, let me tell you, you want to talk about a bad offense? That guy's offense was trash from the jump. It didn't matter how much coaching he did. First year, second year, it did not matter. It was horrific. I'm so glad that we moved on from him and have a better coaching staff. So, again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We are talking Jets. And, again, please be patient because the lines are hot, and we're going to get to everybody. So, first, I'm going to my guy, Michael, man. I'm going to my guy, Michael. Michael, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Michael, give me your thoughts about this situation with Zach Wilson. There's a lot of people right now that are, upset. They're frustrated with him. There's some Jets fans that are ready to turn their backs on him. What are your thoughts about his struggles, man, so far?
Well, how you doing today, Joe?
I'm all right. How about you, my friend? Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm doing good, man. This is the third time I called you. I'm the BYU fan from Utah, Zach Wilson fan, I've told you back, that I thought the Jets would mess it up, but I think he's fine. I think he'll do a good job. One thing I think that people need to realize is he wears a band on his wrist that says "Prove them wrong." He's done that since he was a freshman in college because he just always was underestimated. And you hear all these pundits say, Trevor this and Trey that and Justin this, how great they're doing in rookie camp. I watched a little bit of that Green and White on Green Bean's podcast. It was kind of a love fest and it was fun. But a couple of throws, guys didn't tap down out of bounds, a lot of drop balls. Could have, once again, it's got to be a rhythm and build confidence. And once again, he's been playing for what, 11 days? as a pro?
Yeah.
11 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, how many people do any job? You know, when you 11 days into your job as a radio announcer, how great were you? You know, how many years have you been doing this to prove your stuff, right? I mean, you got to give the guy a chance, man. I mean, you talk about iron sharpens iron. You know, Mekhi Beckley, he's getting his ass beat up almost every play. Lawson's in there, right? So what does that tell you? He's supposed to have been an All-Pro. He's been an All-Pro last year. I know nothing about the Jets. I've been watching, you know, Frankie from Flatbush. I saw a thing him, and he was all over him. And then he did another video, and he kind of, you know, backed off a little bit. And I'm thinking, you know, let's give the guy a chance. Let him grow a little bit. Let him understand. Yeah. What did Saleh say yesterday? They just finally installed most of the offense now. Now it's time for the offense to catch up with the defense. Defense is always ahead of offense. That's why Belichick, in a one game thing, the defense is easier to scheme than an offense, right? I just think that, and they're not giving the rookie any stuff. They realize that, hey, if you can beat us, and you're going to do pretty good against all these other, you know, teams, because they're going to be just as good as us or better, right? So I'm okay with it. I believe it.
Yeah,
I've seen it for 3 years, so you know I'm a big fan. I mean, prove them wrong, Zach. Prove them wrong.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point because even some of the things that, again, there's reports flying around about the struggles that he's having, but one of the things that I see him doing, or that we've heard about him doing, especially from the reports, is that even though he's struggling, he's still trying to find his way out of it, right? Like they talk about him going to the defensive side and going to their meetings and saying, hey, you know, what exactly are you guys throwing at me where I'm not doing this correctly? So he's trying to figure it out, even going to the other side of the ball and saying, okay, when I do this or when I attack this way, what are you guys looking at? You know, how can I attack you better? Like he's trying to figure his way out of it. And like you said as well, he's a rookie quarterback. And I was preaching this to people that, look, he's going to have his struggles. That's just how it goes. If you go back and you look at a lot of guys that are really, really solid now in this league, their rookie year, you know, they were kind of swimming. Their heads were swimming. Yeah. Their heads were all over the place because, again, this is a league that really, you know, you have to have time to adjust to. Not everybody's going to come out of college and immediately be Aaron Rodgers. You know, even Aaron Rodgers wasn't Aaron Rodgers, right?
Well, it wasn't. Yeah. He stepped for 3 years, right? Yeah. So.
Exactly. He had time, you know, and then, you know, especially when he got in there, he had to get his feet underneath him as well. You know, so you have to give this kid time, but I also understand the pressures of New York. I understand this fan base is rabid. We're excited. A lot of Jets fans finally want to see that us compete on a level. There were people talking about playoffs, you know, this year. It's going to happen immediately, and that's why I pumped the brakes on a lot of stuff. And I said, listen, allow this kid to get his feet underneath him. And that's going to be my next question for you, because when I look at this situation, I think a big thing that excites me about him and this situation is our coaching. I think he's been put in the correct position with the coaching staff that we have to see big success, because if you look at how Saleh is handling this situation, Saleh's coming out and saying, listen, he's a young kid. We're gonna wrap our arms around him. I'm just paraphrasing. We're gonna all, you know, group around him, and we're gonna make sure that he's gonna be okay. But he's got to go through the processes. Can you please speak on how Saleh having that even keel, being that calming force, can help him along as a young QB as well?
I think Saleh's awesome. Everything I've heard about him, he's awesome. I love. I think it was C.J. Mosley that. When he got the pick, running off the field, he went up to Zach and said, "Hey, we got your back, dude. You know, you're all right. Yeah. You know, you're all right. We got your back." It's a team sport. One person cannot win or lose. Yeah, he can make it difficult, but it's 22 guys out there. It's, you know, the 53-man roster. They all have to contribute, and he just one piece, an important piece, but you know, he's not the only piece. So you know, they got to catch the ball. They got to make the right moves. They got to touch, you know, line's got to block. He's got to have time, and he's going to learn. He's a smart kid, and he'll figure it out. I mean, just give him a little bit of time. I'm excited to see how they do against, I think, the Giants this weekend, right? Don't they play?
Yeah, we play the Giants.
Their first. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. I think he'll surprise some folks. So, you know, I'm hoping anyway. I'm positive. But you know what? I believe in it.
Yeah.
I've never been a Jets fan. I'm doing it, but yeah, I'm not used to this negativity, man. These people are crazy, and I like talking to you. I like listening to Green Bean. There's a Jets talk or whatever at 24/7. I like listening to those guys. Because they all get it, right? They're saying, hey, give the kid a chance. I mean, my gosh, he's learning his job. I mean, I was a professional. Go ahead. It doesn't matter.
Let me tell you something. You ain't seen that. You ain't seen negativity yet. I've been a fan of this team for so long. This is everybody's just anxious. That's what I think it is, and I think there's some fans in this fan base that can't wait to turn. But like you said as well, and I'm saying too, I think we just need to preach patience and just wait for this kid to come along. He's going to find his time. But, Michael, I got to get back to these lines, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. You have yourself a good night, all right?
Same to you, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one. Listen, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. Please be patient when you call in. We got the lines. They're kind of hot, but we're going to get to everybody tonight, so we're going to keep going. Salute to all the folks in the chat. Salute to my savages. I truly respect y'all. If you'd like to donate, also the Super Chat is there. Hit the Super Chat. If you don't want to hit the Super Chat and you want to hit my Cash App, it's at the bottom of the page. You can, whatever you give, it's greatly appreciated. So, and also, please, give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already, and also subscribe if, some people, this is their first time seeing me. Greatly appreciate y'all watching. Please subscribe and, turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. We're going to go to my guy, Maxwell, next. Maxwell, I'm coming directly to you. Maxwell, we got quite a bit to talk about tonight. Listen, Maxwell, give me your thoughts about, how some fans are kind of turning on Zach Wilson right now because of his struggles in the Green and White scrimmage. And also,
I can understand why
what are your thoughts
people
about
are like that. I kind of understand why he's because everyone's because they watch Fields and his practices were perfect, or they watch Trey Lance's or Trevor Lawrence's, and there was no mistakes. But I think it's just dumb why the Jets because it's only a scrimmage. He played bad, but it was a scrimmage. Imagine a rookie quarterback is up and down. Patrick Mahomes is not this perfect superhero. He made mistakes in the rookie training camp. He always wants to become better. Everyone's saying, Zach Wilson's the next Patrick Mahomes. They should do it. I was at the Green and White scrimmage on Saturday. I was live. Even though he played terrible, he made some nice throws. And what I like about the Jets now is that they have a really good running back in Carter, which is one of my fantasy football sleepers at running back. I'm drafting him probably 4th round in my draft. I think he's going to be a really good running back for the Salah offense. And I think that the fans are overreacting to Zach Wilson's bad day because they think all the rookies did perfect.
They are too. Yeah, I believe they are too. I believe some fans I think are overreacting. And again, we could talk about the practices, but there were we heard practices about Trevor Lawrence where he threw some interceptions too, where he wasn't as clean as everybody would like him to be. But he's going to be able to work out through those things. I think when you look at this situation with Zach, he's a young quarterback. He's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have these struggles. Inconsistency is a big sign of youth, particularly in any sport that you play. But especially when you look at the NFL, you're going to see young quarterbacks struggle at times because guess what? That's what happens. You're going out there. You're playing in a professional environment where guys know every single thing about you. Okay, that opposing defense knows all of your ticks. They know all of your idiosyncrasies. They know how you look when you're going to throw a certain way. They know everything. They know your calls. They know everything, and you have to be prepared to still go out there and be able to make a play and adjust to what's going on out there. So I just think that we need to give him time. He's going to figure things out. He's got the coaching. We've got things going on. But one of the things that you talked about, man, that I'm extremely excited about as well is that running back situation, and especially with the competition that we have continuously going on here. When you look at it, you talked about Michael Carter, but I'm hearing a lot of great things about Michael Pirine, This guy is hitting people. He's running people over. What are your thoughts about this running back situation, and what do you expect to see in the upcoming preseason game? Like, who do you expect to see really get some major snaps?
I think Michael Carter can be a major three down back, and I think he's going to be the starting running back this season. I get Pirine and Josh Adams and like the other running backs kind of sucks. I think it's only Coleman and Michael Carter, but I think Michael Carter's going to be the three down back. I think most people are going to draft him in fantasy, and the reason is because in fantasy football, most people want the three down back. They want minimal committees. As I say, like, I watched this guy, Fantasy Football Counselor. He's recommending Michael Carter, Javonte Williams. They could be, like, cute sleepers in fantasy. And I think that Michael Carter's going to be the starter. I think he's going to have, like, 6 touchdowns. And I think Pirine's going to have 2. Josh Adams is going to have, like, 3. And then Kevin Coleman's going to have, like, 4 touchdowns. And I think Michael Carter's going to have, like, I think 1,000 yards first time since – when was the last time Jets had, like, a 1,000-yard rush there?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to be in a run-first scheme, especially with this committee season or a committee this back-by-committee system that we're going to be running. I mean, maybe he will. Maybe he does have 1,000 yards. But I'll tell you what, I think a lot of people are sleeping on Pirine. I know that there's a lot of people that talked about coming into this offseason that he was the guy that was going to get cut, that he was the guy that was going to be out the door, and he's putting up a fight, man, because every time you hear anything from camp, you hear that this guy is putting his head down and running with power. You know what I'm saying? So my final question before I let you go, Maxwell, is what is your thought about Carl Lawson, man? This dude seems like he is completely unblockable. How are you feeling about hearing about all the battles that he's having with Becton?
I think Carl Lawson's going to be a really good edge rusher. We haven't had a good edge rusher since 2005, when I was born. So I think Carl Lawson's going to be a really good edge rusher. I think it's going to go about 8-9 sacks on the year. He's going to have about 120 tackles. I think he's a really good edge rusher, and we haven't had that in a long time. If we actually have a really good secondary, and watch out, if the secondary improves and the defensive line improves, I think we can make the playoffs this year, but I think we're going 7-10, and then we make playoffs in 2022.
Well, I mean, we'll see about that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of games to play. We got to see how this team pans out, but I love the enthusiasm. Listen, Maxwell, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. You have yourself a good night, all right, my friend? Okay. All right, you have a good one. Listen, Jets fans are fired up. They're fired up, and they are passionate, man. And we're going to keep going to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. Please be patient. The lines are hot, but we're going to get to everybody. We are talking. You know what I'm saying? I know we're talking about Zach Wilson quite a bit, but I also want to talk about Denzel Mims. Because there was a lot of people, turning your back on him too. A lot of people saying that he was on the bubble. I've heard that he's on the bubble. I hear that, some people were thinking that he might be a guy that the Jets would be looking to move. And I don't think that that's true. I just think that there's a rotation, okay? And, he was still working himself within the rotation. I think also a lot of people, report came out that, hey, he had food poisoning, dude. And so he lost quite a bit of weight due to that food poisoning. That's why the off-season program wasn't as necessarily as seamless and as smooth for him as everybody thought it could be. So there's a lot of things coming out about that, too, and I want to hear people's thoughts on that. So, again, we're going to keep getting to these lines, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking callers. So listen, 845-845. I'm coming directly to you. 845 salutes. I want to thank you for calling in. Yo, give me your thoughts about this situation with Denzel Mims. There's a lot of people saying that he's on the bubble. Are you a Jets fan that believes that?
Hey, yo, Joe. What's up, man? Nice to hear from you, man.
Yep.
And thanks for having me on the show. So with Denzel Mims, man, people first and foremost got to understand that this is a really good problem to have, having depth on the wide receiver where a guy who we thought could be number one last year, one of our high draft picks, second rounder, is now lower on a depth chart. First and foremost, let's be happy about that. We're Jets fans. Our wide receiver core has been decimated for years, and now we got a real, a real roster. Now, as for him being on the bubble, I think people need to chill out because this is just training camp. It's a new regime. and they're testing out all their people in the right spots so they can get down to the 52-man roster and know who's best for, their depth chart. So I wouldn't read too much into the tea leaves. I think Jets fans kind of are super over-analyzing everything going on in training camp this season. And I get it, rightfully so, because we're anxious. We want to see our team do well this year, and I get it. But good Lord, man, the past couple of weeks has been every little piece of news that comes out, people want to flip the hell out. I'm like, what's going on? So, I mean, with Denzel Mims, I don't see him going nowhere. At the worst, I see maybe next year he could be traded, or next year we might trade somebody on our wide receiver team or pick up somebody in free agency and trade somebody else. But right now, I feel like he's going to be on the roster. He might be second on the depth chart, or he might be third. Who knows? But right now, I think that's a really good problem to have. And I think that right now, from what I'm hearing from a lot of the interviews, is that every player seems to be like, hey, I'm going to play my role. Whatever role they give me, I'm going to play it. So I know Denzel Mims, unfortunately, didn't get a chance to really shine in the last year's offense. But, this year, he'll get his touches, and I'm sure he'll get in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the exact same way, like you said. And what really confused me, right? And I, again, like I was telling Michael, I've been a Jets fan, my whole life. So I know how this works, right? Very kind of up and down fan base, right? But I remember, what was it, maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, people were saying that he was going to be a breakout wide receiver for the New York Jets. He was going to have over 1,000 yards. He was going to be the guy that was really going to show up and show out, right, for it. And it went from that, and then the next month he was a bust, and we're going to get rid of him, and he's gone. It was like, wait, what just happened? What just happened, man?
And to be honest, I do think he could be 1,000-yard rush. I mean, a wide receiver. I do. I'm not sure if he can be that this year or next year, but I think eventually he's a guy with the talent to do that. I do believe that, but the quick turnaround, just from a little bit of information, they just overread into it. You got to understand, this is just training camp, guys. Practice. We're talking practice right now, and what this is for coaches to know who they're going to go with, and when you have a new regime especially, they got to work everybody out in different levels of, the offense, maybe work with some people with the second round team. Like Elijah Moore obviously has been getting a lot of buzz. He looks like a stud. But they'll work him with the second round team too, just to see how he works with them and move them around, just to see what's going on, with these guys and give them different looks, So that's how it works. And people just overreact, and I get the fan base, and the Jets fan base is just very, very passionate. But I think that we just take it too far, and we got to just ease up, and that causes more friction and more distraction than necessary, honestly.
Yeah, you're speaking facts. Now, I want to go to the quarterback situation with you. How concerned are you that these struggles that Zach Wilson is having will continue into this upcoming preseason game that we have? What are your expectations of him going into this game? It's a preseason game. They're probably going to play, from what Sulla has said so far. Again, this is just as of right now, they're probably going to give him about a quarter, right? So what exactly do you want to see out of Zach Wilson in this quarter, in the first game, in the first preseason game? What do you want to see out of him to really instill confidence within you about him?
Man, don't get me started on Zach Wilson, man. Again, a lot of people are overreacting. People are talking about struggles, man. The guy hasn't played a snap yet. Come on, relax. You're talking about struggles. Like, people are talking about, oh, my God, he's a bust. Like, really? Like, it just blows my mind that if you were really a Jets fan, how could you not give your starting quarterback a chance? I know people want to talk about, oh, we should have drafted this guy, that guy. Guess what? We didn't. Get over it. Like, we didn't draft anybody else but Zach Wilson. So let's give this kid the chance to improve and give him the time. Now, what I look at him, I just want to see, like, his decision-making, honestly, coming this week, moving over throughout the preseason, just his decision-making process. And, everybody's looking for the big plays. Don't worry, that will come down the line. Once he really gets the offense down, he gets the timing with his receivers, trust me, by week 5, we're going to see some big plays. But he's a rookie. Give the guy a couple games in the actual NFL before you write this guy off and say, oh, man, he's struggling. Like what? He threw, a couple of picks in practice? That's what practice is for, guys. Come on, let's be real. Yeah. So what I want to see personally is just see him make some good reads, good passes, and to me, honestly, everything that's been going on in practice for me is giving me a lot of faith in our defense. Really, that's what I've been taking from it, because we have a defensive-minded head coach. If our defense struggled, I would be a little bit concerned, So I'm seeing them make plays, seeing them be working fast, and get some interceptions with our struggling. Our secondary was questionable. Now it's showing that maybe these rookies might be able to do something. Maybe these young stars, maybe you guys can, hold up for the season. So we'll see how it goes. But for Zach and the offense, in particularly, it's really just seeing him make the right reads and decision making. If you got to check down, just check down, bro. And you live to see another day.
Exactly, and that's what I want to see as well. I just want to see smooth things, solid decision making, and for him to go out there and do his thing. If he makes a mistake here and there, I'm not going to kill him for it. Again, like you said as well, and we've been preaching all night, he's a young quarterback, he's a rookie quarterback, but I just want to see him go out there and have a solid grasp of the game plan, go out there and do his thing for a quarter. And I mean, we've seen the arm strength. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a bunch of lobs down the field. Everybody knows how I get. I like to score it up, baby, but let's, I got to be patient
that's
as well.
Like, people got to understand, why we drafted this kid, it was because of the talent. Because of the talent he has, and we know he can move out the pocket. We know he has the arm strength. We know he can throw the ball with a quick release. Now, granted, he might throw a pick right now, but after this season is done and moving on his career, those intangibles stick with him. So when he gets more up in the head, when he gets all the pieces right upstairs in his mind of how to play in the NFL, he still has that talent that we drafted him for. So I think that's the luxury of getting Zach Wilson as a second-round pick. I do think that out of all the quarterbacks taken, he was one of the top three out of the entire. Him, Trevor Lawrence and Fields were, to me, they were very close to me in talent. So let's just give the guy a chance, and I'm not looking for us to win a Super Bowl this year. So at the end of the day, all I want to see is improvement, and not just for Zach, for the whole roster. Everybody's putting all of it on Zach. I get it. He's our quarterback, but we have a really young roster all around. So all we got to do is see who we got to take into the future. This season is just see who the Jets regime is going to take into the future. Next offseason, we might, let some people go and bring some new people in with free agency. Obviously, we've got the draft next year, but I'm not expecting us to, go deep into the playoffs this year or something. So we should temper our expectations. There's going to be some struggles. There's going to be some ups. There's going to be some downs, but let's just chill out and take the good with the bad.
Yeah, and I mean, you speaking that talk, man, I really love the takes that you're bringing so far. And my final question before I let you go, because the lines is hot right now, is when you look at this situation, man, there's a lot of talk about Becton really having his hands full dealing with Lawson. There's some people that are looking at it and saying, hey, this is a battle. It's going to be great for both of them. But then there's others that are saying, listen, Becton shouldn't have this tough of a time with Lawson if he's going to be an all-pro. What are your thoughts on that situation and the battle that they're having, on a every single practice? Are you a guy that looks at it like, hey, I like this, or you a guy that thinks that Becton should just absolutely be dominating Lawson?
Oh, I love it. I mean, when it comes down to it, we like the last caller said, we haven't had a pass rusher in a long time. Now that we got one, we can't be mad that we got one and Becton's struggling, because all this is going to do is make Becton a better offensive tackle. And I believe this is his second year. So, I mean, I believe Carl Lawson is one of the better, edge rushers in the league. So if he's going against Carl Lawson every week in practice, most of these edge rushers are not going to be able to mess with Matt Becton, especially by the end of the year. Think of the improvement Becton's going to have by going against Carl Lawson. I mean, I've been kind of, jipping with the, the Pro Bowl last year. I do believe that this year he's almost going to be guaranteed to get it if he stays healthy. So I'm loving it, so if he can do that against, Carl Lawson, he should be able to handle most of these, outside edge rushers in the league. So I think it's great.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I feel. I look at the situation and I say, and they had a saying, I think it's iron sharpens iron, but I look at it like this. Look, yeah, Becton should, if Becton wasn't struggling and was just dominating him every single day, just absolutely stonewalling this guy, I would be concerned, is he going to be good?
Yeah, like why do we pay for this guy? You know, like why would we pay all this money for this guy? I would be a little worried. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I mean, if he can't at least give Becton a run, but it's great to hear. That's what it's all about, competition. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he should be giving Becton a run, just like Becton gives him a run at times. You know, he's not winning every single snap, every single rep in practice, but guess what? He's putting on too. He's out there doing his job as well. So I'm excited about it, man, and I'm hyped because, like you said, we haven't had an actual pass rusher in years. I don't think we've had like a legitimate pass rusher since John Abraham. I know people bring up Aaron Maben, but John Abraham was a monster when he felt like playing. You know what I'm saying? But he was a complete monster. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, salute. Yeah. I got to get back to these lines, my man. It's going to be a fun season.
It is.
But, dude, you take care, man. Thanks for having me on the pod, on the show. And go Jets.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in, my friend. Listen, he brought the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Please call in. We are taking all callers. Please be patient when you call in. The lines are hot. Salutes to all of my savages in the chat. Salutes to Tim. Salutes to Jay. Salutes to Mike. Salutes to Bill Jones. Salutes to Skill Baby. All of y'all, man. We'll come to y'all soon. We're going to take questions from the savages in the chat as well. If this is your first time watching me, or if you're watching the stream right now, please give the stream a thumbs up, man. Please share the stream. You know what I'm saying? Share it with your friends, your family, across your social media platform. Also subscribe as well if you have not subscribed to the stream. For those of you listening to me on Blog Talk Radio, again, I live stream during my shows, so I talk to my savages in the chat, and we go back and forth, man. We have a lot of fun. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. So next caller I'm going to my guy, Rusty. Anthony and Kieran will come to you in a second. But Rusty, I got to talk to him, man. Rusty, salutes. I want to thank you for calling into the show tonight. Listen, Rusty, a lot of people looking at this situation here with Zach Wilson. He's struggled. They're wondering, is he going to continue to struggle? Some fans have kind of turned their backs on him. They're starting to worry. What are your thoughts on the situation? And are you patient? Are you going to be patient, to see what he's actually going to do in this upcoming preseason game?
Hey, how's it going, Joe? Hope you're doing great, brother.
Absolutely. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, man. It's good on the East Coast. A little raining. Got some Scottish weather. But, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I hear you.
Snow.
I hear you. So what are your thoughts about this situation with Zach Wilson? And are you a fan that's pulling your hair out as well, looking at the situation where he's struggling right now?
No, I love Zach Wall Street Wilson. I mean, if he's going to be money. It's a good thing that he's going through this. If he was, like you guys were saying before, flying through it, that would be a problem, And he's not. He's taking his lumps and his bruises. Everybody wants to compare him to Mahomes. Mahomes didn't even start until, week 16, the last game, basically, of their season. And he had, Smith there, Alex Smith, helping him out with it. They can't all be Ben Roethlisberger's. And, then you go to the guy who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and Peyton Manning. He got destroyed his rookie year, Then that was when he was still in our division. He went, I think it was 3-13 or maybe won one game. I can't even remember, but I know it was brutal. And then it was turning wheels off next year, and, he turned into Peyton. So I'm cool with it. And Zach's got this weird, it looks like a raptor claw when he finishes on his throw. So once he gets down pat in the NFL, he'll be able to put those little precise touches and whatever what he's used to doing. He's just got to catch up to the speed of it. College was a little bit slower. This is faster. So once he gets that, hold of that, and, guys are going to bait him and stuff like that. He puts that puzzle piece together. He eats that elephant one piece at a time. He'll finish that elephant, and he'll be good. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, that's the same way I feel. We've talked about it all night. It's just about allowing him, to get his feet underneath him as a young quarterback. Again, he struggled in the Green and White Scrimmage. We all know that. He struggled in the in the practice today. But guess what? He's got an upcoming preseason game. Allow this kid to get his feet underneath him. Allow him time. He's going to struggle during the season. Everybody We saw that. We've seen it out of every rookie quarterback, especially if they haven't had the time to really sit on that bench and learn behind somebody. Guess what? When they start their rookie seasons, they struggle. That's what happens, okay? You brought up,
at least
and
with veterans, too. At least he's not running laps like Sam.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take shots.
Sorry, Joe. It was a wide open jab. I had to hook it.
No. Rusty taking shots already. Pay attention. Everybody pay attention. Rusty could not wait. He couldn't wait to take a shot at Sam. I'm not taking a shot there. But what I am saying is this, that you look around.
That's my quarterback, man.
you look at this situation. Quarterbacks struggle, especially when they start their rookie years. That's just what happens. When we had Sam, he struggled, but he also showed us flashes before we destroyed him with Adam Gase and the lack of a roster and a horrific general manager at the time before Joe Douglas. So you look at this situation here, I think, again, I think what we've surrounded Zach with is really going to help him come out of this situation, really going to help him going forward. And that's going to be my next question for you, because we talk about all these roster spots, and again, cuts are going to be coming up. I believe the first one is going to be on the 17th, right? So you got that preseason game, then they're going to figure out what's going on here. We just made a signing. We just got a guy in Josh Johnson, a veteran backup quarterback that's coming in. We talk about this backup position. How much do you think a guy like Josh Johnson, a veteran backup, can really help Zach Wilson out there on the field, understanding the game and understanding what he needs to do?
Well, I like him, too. A lot of people haven't heard about him. I think he's like 36. Mm-hmm. He's a good dude. He's, been traveling around, but he's been traveling around in the Shanahan defense, in the Shanahan offense. He was there staying in, Washington. He was, he's a good fly on the wall to have, so to speak, and he could put those little information, into Zach, things that he wouldn't see, little wrinkles. Like, the dude might not be a starter in the NFL, but, you can't deny he made it to the NFL. He'd kill any of us on the street, But he knows, he knows enough, and, for the Shanahan, for them to pull him in, he's got an understanding of that Shanahan, offense, and that's a good thing to have, because you don't want to take that spotlight away from Zach either. You don't want to bring in, like, Foles or any one of those guys, because then, New York media, they'll just tear it to pieces, and it won't be about Zach. It'll be a competition somehow. So Absolutely. That's what I like. They did that under-the-radar type of mentor,
Yeah. Now, another position group on the offense that seems to have big question marks around it, that tight end position. And I know you heard in Hive guys got after me. You know what I'm saying? You got after me. You guys got after me left and right when I said, listen, I'm not going to get all fired up about Herndon. I'm going to wait and see what's going on. Well, so far in camp, it looks like Herndon is kind of buried in the depth chart. Guy looks like he's playing with the backups. You got Croft out there. You got Griffin out there rotating with the number ones. We've seen them get opportunities. I think in this offense in particular, the offensive or the tight end is going to be utilized a little bit more than it has, been in the recent past. So when you look at this position group, who do you think comes out of this scrum? Because, again, we got this preseason game coming up. Who's a guy that you're looking at right now that you think is probably going to be the Jets starting tight end?
It's Croft, no doubt. I can't stand Herndon. Okay. He should have been gone 2 years ago. I can't. He's got cinder block hands. Jamal's basically got he's got a tad bit better hands than Jamal. It's just but it's going to be Croft, and then Westco. I like how they're doing that with the fullback, but then the dude that we have to keep and that's going to do something, I really do. I feel it's going to be Ebola. I like, you can't just let him go. So you keep those dudes around. And, you're going to get injuries. But, I'd rather have a freaking toilet seat than Herndon, honest to God. I can't stand him. I put that out on as a tight end and said, at least a toilet seat, you can hit it and it'll catch it into the crapper, You have a shot at it. So.
Yo, Rusty is going off right now. So my final question, Rusty, before I let you go, is when you look at, we talk about this pass rush, we talk about Carl Lawson, but there's also other guys, right? This guy, Bryce Huff, is out there flying around, really making plays. John Franklin Myers, is flying around out there making plays. Do you expect the New York Jets front line, this defensive front, to really dominate the line of scrimmage, in that first quarter or so that they're going to be playing against the Giants?
Hell yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, everybody loves Lawson. I do too. But my favorite defensive lineman, everyone loves Q too. I love John Franklin Myers. That guy is a maniac. Yeah. I love him, and he's putting in that work, and he's gonna be blessed in the NFL for sure. Because you could see what he was doing, last year. You're like, what? There's something like, why the hell isn't he in there? Well, there was something off. And now it's just, pin his ear backs and release the Kraken type of deal. And he's going to, I think he's going to feast. Him and Lawson are going to feast. And then you have Q. And then when you start breaking it down, you're like, oh my God. Like, who are you going to double team? What are you going to do? Yeah. You're going to have the Dean of Mean nozzle beam come in there and blow people up. It's going to be insane. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. I really feel that.
I mean, you're talking that talk, Rusty, like you said as well. I think, again, Q's coming back from that injury. He's going to be, ready to go. We already see Lawson out there dominating. But like you said, there's other guys, the rotational guys, John Franklin Myers, Huff coming in, Shepard. We've seen him do some things. Dude, this line is going to be monstrous. We're going to be beastly. We're really going to be dominating people up front. And I think that's going to really help us because, again, we talk about our cornerback position being a big position of concern. Well, if you ain't got the time to get the ball out and guys are, you're getting smacked around, you're getting constant sacks, and that turns into strip fumbles and all those things, it's really going to help our secondary work itself out. So before I let you go, though, Rusty, because you've had a heck of a call, when you watch this upcoming preseason game, what position battle are you going to be keeping your eye on the most?
Oh, probably around the obvious spots are going to be corner and wide receiver, but I'd probably say safety. I want to see what our three dudes do back there, with Joyner and May, and oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name who we drafted last year. That's so terrible.
Mm-hmm. You talk about Ashton coming back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I like to see too. So probably go with the safeties, which a lot of people wouldn't say. But, because you're going to see the battles without a doubt on wide receiver and, cornerback and everything, which I love everybody's still putting my boy Mims down. He's a freaking monster. Once you release him on the field, and he starts toe tapping and plucking those passes, you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. So he's got those crazy good genes too. You see his brother killing it at Oklahoma. So it's just a matter of time. You just got to find his right avenue, if you will, and be utilized correctly. Absolutely. Or thrown to at least. So.
Yep. Listen, Rusty, this was a call from you. Let's give Rusty a hand, man. Let's give him a hand. Let's give Rusty a hand, man. This was quite a call from you. Listen, Rusty, I got to get back to these lines, my man. I want you to have yourself a good night and have yourself a good one, my friend.
You too, there, brother. And shout out to the Savages, too. Gang Green for life, man.
Absolutely. Let's go. Salutes to Rusty. You know what I'm saying? Salutes to everybody. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. We're getting to everyone. Please be patient, okay? The lines are hot, but we're going to get to everybody. We're going to hear everyone's takes. Also, as well, if you have not, please give the stream a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And please turn on your notifications as well. The Super Chat is there if you'd like to donate. Whatever you give is greatly appreciated. If you don't want to hit the Super Chat, but you want to hit my Cash App, go ahead. Anything that you give to the show is greatly appreciated. So we're going to keep things rolling. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Please call in, you know what I'm saying? Before I get back to the callers, though, I also want to speak on this as well. We're talking about a lot of things tonight. We talked about pass rushers. We talked about Zach Wilson. We talked about the battle, at wide receiver, all these position groups, corner. But we also need to talk about the special teams too. There's a battle going on there as well at kicker. We all know Ficken. We got rid of him. You got Amendola. You got Nagar. He's here. Let me tell you something. One of these guys have got to pan out. We've got to figure out who's got what. And, in drills, we've seen Amendola was, 4 for 4. And then today, in practice, they were both 4 for 4. Everything's looking good. So there's a battle going on there. There's also a battle at the kick return position as well, too, seeing who's going to stick there. Ballantyne made some solid moves as well in the green and white game. That might be something that actually sticks him into the roster. If he can come here and be a solid returner, that's going to mean big things for the New York Jets. That'll pay dividends. Again, when you look at what we had with a guy like Roberts, anybody remember him? He was a very solid, returner for us. Let me tell you, that does nothing but bode well for your offense, okay? Because if you give your offense very good field position, it allows them to really turn up. It opens up the options of play calling. It helps them, really go on. If you're starting from your 50, or if you're starting from your 40, it really helps you get going, man, especially with a young rookie quarterback. Less yards that he has to make up, and he can really get going and put plays together and put points together. So that's going to be really big as well. So we'll be talking about that tonight, too. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. Next, I'm going to go to my guy, Steve. Kieran and Anthony will come to you in a second, but I got to go to my guy, Steve, man. My guy, Steve, has been on the line. We all know Steve brings the heat. Salute to you, Steve. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Steve, give me your thoughts about this situation with Zach Wilson, man, because I got to ask you, there's a lot of fans that have kind of started to turn their backs on him since that green and white game. Are you frustrated, and are you turning your back on him because of the struggles that he's had so far?
Well, first off, Joe, it's always great to hear from you, man. It's always great to talk Jets with you. So, anyway, Joe, here was my thought. Since you're bringing up the Green and White Scrimmage, I happened to be there last Saturday night. So I'm going to give you my thoughts about it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So here was the thing. First off, before I talk about the Green and White practice, it was just so phenomenal, Joe, to get back into MetLife Stadium for the first time since the last home game back in 2019 against Pittsburgh. Let me tell you something, Joe. It was a great turnaround. 20,000, close to 20,000 fans went to that event on Saturday, Joe. It was phenomenal. But now let's go to the practice, okay? So here was my thought. Listen, Zach Wilson is going to have his ups and downs, and unfortunately, on Saturday, he had his downs. Now, listen, I'm not going to turn the tables on Zach just yet, okay? Because, listen, the kid is a rookie, and he is going to learn. He even admitted it after the practice on that Saturday, that he needed to do things that needed to get better. Let me tell you something. There were at times, Joe, when he threw good passes. There was at one point in the practice where Tyler Croft dropped a pass that he should have had. There was Trayvon Wesco, there was a pass he threw that Wesco should have had. The thing is, I was screaming out from my seat, catch the ball. You have to catch the ball. Catch the ball. That's something you can't blame your quarterback for. Now, listen, the interceptions that he threw. The first interception, Joe, was his fault, okay? He threw it right into the hands of Guidry, okay? Listen, it was a bad pass, but he was able to bounce back and bring the Jets down the field for a field goal. Then what happened was on his second interception that he threw, it wasn't his fault at all. What happened was on that play, LaMarcus Joyner popped Jamison Crowder, and C.J. Mosley made a diving interception. Listen, Here was the thing. Zach Wilson did not have the best of practice at the Green and White Scrimmage, and I'm going to say that right now. But listen, he is a rookie. He is going to learn. And the thing is, okay, then throughout Twitter, there was a thing where a Bills fan said, you know what, I am so happy you guys passed on Justin Fields. Zach Wilson is going to be a bust. I've seen all of this stuff on Twitter. Crazy, Joe. It's crazy. And the thing is, from Jets fans, then they were all even saying, we need to bring Sam back. Listen, Sam is gone. We need to move on. And then the other thing is, Some of them were even saying, "Oh, maybe Mike White or James Morgan should be the quarterback." I'm like, "Oh, are you kidding me right now?" Like the thing is, Joe, it's just Jet fans are so freaking crazy. Listen, I understand it's been 10 years since we haven't made the playoffs. I understand it's been 50-plus years since we haven't won a Super Bowl. But you got to give Zach Wilson a chance. You got to give the kid a chance. I mean, listen, we're going to see him in his first debut against another team this Saturday night against the Giants in the preseason. So, Joe, talk to me. What are your thoughts? Talk to me, man. Let's go.
Yeah, listen, I mean, you burning the house down right now. You're really bringing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm right there with you. I look at the situation, and I say to myself, hey, he's a young quarterback. He's made mistakes, but I don't think anybody should just be turning their backs on him. It's a scrimmage. Let's allow him to get his feet underneath himself. He's going to struggle. He's a rookie quarterback. That's what they do. They look horrible at times where you're like, what is going on? And then there's times of brilliance, flashes of brilliance, but you continue to build upon that. And that's why I'm so excited, is because I feel like we have the proper coaching staff for this, right? We have a coaching staff that I feel is equipped to be able to deal with grooming and maturing a young quarterback. Because in the past, I don't think we had that. And that's what I want to go to next with you, Steve, is when you look at some of the positive reinforcement, some of the words, because you were there at the Green and White Scrimmage as well. Even when you look at some of the things, for me, the calming force of Sulla, right, has shined through, bro. Like, he's constantly talking about how, hey, listen, this is a kid that's going to struggle. Yeah, he struggled at times, but we still have faith in him. We're going to continue to have his back. We're going to figure things out. We're going to work together. He's even addressed other players as well that had, great nights, that have had great practice, and said, hey, listen, you're playing great, but there's always something you can work on, always something you can get better at. Can you please talk to me about how you feel about Sulla's leadership, the leadership that he's displaying on a weekly basis, on a day-to-day basis with this football team, man?
No, let me tell you something, Joe. The way how Robert Saleh has brought this team together, Joe, is absolutely incredible. After from the years, the last 2 years, when we went through that garbage coach of Adam Gase, this is such a huge difference, Joe. And let me tell you something, Joe. The defense, even though despite the fact that I'm still a little bit worried about the corner position on the defense, this defense looks absolutely phenomenal. This defense looks 100 times better than it was when we had it under Greg Williams the last couple of years, because we finally have a legit pass rusher in Carl Lawson. I saw Carl Lawson up close, Joe. He's a freaking animal. I'm telling you right now, he is an animal out on the field. Mosley even looks great. I even love the duo of LaMarcus Joyner teaming up with Marcus May this year. The safety position looks great. The linebacking position looks great. Even when Quentin Williams comes back, because he should be activated off the PUP list by next week. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something, Joe. This defense now, listen, I'm not going to get my high hopes yet. I need to see when it actually starts, when the regular season begins. But everyone is saying that this defense this year could be like a top 10 defense. But here is the thing, which I'm going to say right now. I need to see what it looks like on the field. Now, the other things I wanted to also talk about when I was there was actually some really cool and funny moments during that practice when kickoff returns were happening. When the Jets fans were getting so excited when Corey Ballantyne was making a play, and everyone and all the Jets fans were screaming for Ballantyne to go all the way. As soon as he gets to the 50-yard line, they have to blow the horn. I mean, unfortunately, that's what they have to do. But all the fans went, "Aw!" and then everybody and then the fans started booing at the refs. I thought that was the funniest moment during the whole practice that night. But anyway, the kicking position, because we've talked about the kicker position. Here is the thing right now. I am happy that we did get rid of Sam Ficken. We had to move on from Ficken because he was struggling. The new kickers are definitely showing some promise. But right now, Joe, if I had a pick right now, I mean, obviously we still have a preseason. We're not going to know who our kicker is, probably not until the end of the preseason. But if I'm going to predict right now who I think the kicker is going to be, I think it's going to be Amendola. because Amendola
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
Amendola has been really, really impressive at camp. And the last thing I'll say is, before I'll let you talk again, is this position as well. Now, I'll tell you something right now. The offensive line has really improved a lot, too, throughout this camp.
Yeah.
Even though Elijah Barrett-Tucker is out right now, I mean, the good news is his injury is not too serious. I think he's probably going to miss the first game against the Giants, which is okay. I'd rather have him miss a preseason game than a regular season game. But let me tell you something. That we could definitely have a really, really good running team. The one thing that they just have to do better is, I mean, we're obviously going to face other defensive lines, is that they got to protect Wilson. But I do think the offensive line is definitely improved from last year. I mean, we're going to see what also happens this Saturday when we play the Giants in the preseason.
Yeah. And that was going to be my next and my final question for you, Steve, because you've given one heck of a breakdown, man. Is I want to get your thoughts on the situation in right guard here, because like you said, there was an injury to Vera Tucker. I think it was like a pectoral injury that he had, but he's going to be fine. But you also got the injury to
they
Cam
said
Clark
it was
as well.
serious.
The Cam Clark as well had a neck injury. That was a guy we were looking to, kind of grab that guard situation. So when you look at, I think right now it looks like Van Roten is going to be starting. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, listen, here is the thing. I'm not really a big fan of Van Roten. I mean, I think he's okay. He's not the best guard I've ever seen play. But the thing is right now is, I mean, and Van Roten and Dan Feeney have been the ones that have been replacing Barrett Tucker right now. But the thing is, Joe, going into this year, I mean, listen, I'm hoping that things, just work out really good, But the only thing is, like that I'm just concerned about is, like, how this preseason is going to turn out. Because, listen, it's exciting that we're going to finally see the Jets play against an opposing team, this upcoming Saturday at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific Time where you are. Now we're going to see them play the Giants. I mean, listen, it's exciting, but the thing is, it's a big preseason for the Jets because we have a young team. We don't know where this team is going to be. We're going to see it in an actual game. The one thing is that some people are telling me that for next Saturday is this. For this Saturday coming up, they want the Jets to come out with a flash at the beginning. We don't want to see them come out flat like we've seen in the past, because if we do start to come out flat, then things are going to get a little bit tough. But the whole goal is, remember, the preseason is not about winning games or losing games. It's about getting the team ready and prepared.
That's the
preseason
exact
doesn't
point,
count.
Steve. Yeah, no, it doesn't. And that's you're completely correct there, Steve. It's not about winning a game. That these games really don't matter. What it's about is about the team coming out looking sharp and competing hard. That's all we want to see. So you have some great takes there, Steve. Now, before I let you go, man, final thoughts is, hey, when you watch this game, against the Giants, what position groups are you going to be keeping your eye on the most throughout the game?
The offensive side, I'm going to go with the offensive line, and also at the tight end position, because, listen, I don't know what's going to happen with Tyler Kroft or Chris Herndon, because I know the tight end position is something. I think those are the two most keys to watch for, and, of course, to make sure that Zach Wilson gets out of the game healthy. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm looking at the cornerback position, because, like I said before, even though I think we do have a good pass rush now, the cornerback position is a position that I'm worried for. And one last thing I'll say before I go. Now, remember, on this show, on the Long Beach Joe show, if you come on the show and if you curse on this show, Long Beach Joe is going to get you out of here fast. And he means fast. Faster than Adam Gase and Darryl Lowry couldn't coach an offensive system.
Steve, give him a hand, man. Give Steve a hand, Jeff. I respect that. Steve. Yeah. Salute, Steve. I want to thank you for coming on the show. You have
a good night, Joe.
Right?
Bye-bye.
All right. Listen, Steve calling in. He has some heat, man. Yeah, I'll give it to Steve. He brought some heat, straight from the Green and White Scrimmage. Again, Steve is a guy that's out there, so he definitely, is in person. He's a big Jets fan. That's why I always love to talk to him and hear his perspective about these New York Jets. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. Lines are still hot. We're going to get to everybody. When you call in, please, be patient. We will get to everybody. Also, I know different things going to different places, but when you call in, you're in a queue system. I can see you, okay? So no need to call in and hang up, call in and hang up, and call in and hang up, because all you're going to do is put yourself at the bottom of the queue, okay? And, you'll be in the abyss. We'll never see you. You know what I'm saying? So just please get on the line, hold on, and we're going to get to everybody. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. Please give the stream a thumbs up if you're watching. Also share the stream. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and turn on your notifications. So next, I'm going to go to my guy, Kieran. Kieran, I'm coming to you. Anthony will come to you in a second. Kieran, salute. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Please clean up your background. Please clean up your background. You got a little issues going on, but we'll get to you in a second. But Kieran, I want to get your thoughts on this. You look at this situation with Zach Wilson right now. There's a lot of people that are kind of turning their back on him right now because he's struggling a little bit, right? He's got some things going on. He's trying to find his way as a rookie quarterback. Have you turned your back on Zach Wilson as well, and are you concerned that the struggles will continue going on into this upcoming preseason game that we have against the Giants?
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
I'm all right.
Well. I've been listening to the stuff and answering your question. I think I'm cautiously optimistic, but you got to be patient, right? So everything that there was a caller before, 3 callers ago, who basically said everything I wanted to say. I don't know. He was the guy before the toilet bowl guy, but anyway, he said everything that's right. I mean, you got to be patient with Zach. I think that actually what Steve said about the offensive line being the position group that you got to look at, probably important.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking that, they're going to run. They're going to see how well the offensive line is going to run the ball in the preseason. And then, play action pass to Zach. If, he can deal with it. Quick passes, if anything. They're going to probably script a bunch of plays to make sure that he understands the offense. I want to see Zach be able to run the offense, know the plays, hand the ball off, no turnovers, and if he does turn the ball over, come back the next drive and show, some gumption, some moxie, and run the offense without a hitch after that, So that's all I expect from him.
No, that's great. That was a great take there. That's kind of what I expect as well. If he makes a mistake, okay, he's able to come back and continue to build because he's going to make mistakes. He's a rookie quarterback. This is preseason. We're going on. We're trying to figure things out. But one of the things that you brought up as well after that great take about the quarterback was the running game, how you want to see us go out there and run the ball. You think that's what they're going to do. And it's a guy in P. Ryan that I think a lot of people pretty much left for dead. When you listen to the show throughout the offseason, there were people saying that he was cut, he was gone, they couldn't wait to get rid of him, so on and so forth. This dude is putting on in camp. He's trucking people. He's running with power. What are your thoughts about him and his position, within this running back group? Is this the guy that you think can now really turn things around with some solid performances in these preseason games and make his spot on the roster?
I think so. I don't think they're going to give up on their third round pick last year. I don't think they're going to give up on him. I think they're going to give him every opportunity. I think he's going to, I don't know if he's going to start. I think I don't know who's the depth chart. I think number 1 is Tevin Coleman.
Well, you got
Ty Johnson.
You got Tevin Coleman. You got Tevin Coleman. You got Ty Johnson. You got Michael Carter, the guy we just drafted. You got Adams, you got Walter there, so there's guys there,
Yeah, I think Pirine. I don't think Pirine's going to get cut. I think he's going to make the team over Josh Adams. I think Josh Adams and him are probably a little similar in build. I think Josh Adams is a bigger guy, can truck people. Pirine's kind of maybe he's going to be a short yardage back. If he's trucking people, maybe that's what he's trying to show. that he's going to be a short yardage. That's his role maybe, and he's the bigger back in the offense, and so he's going to take it up the middle. And at times, if he stays in for more than 3 downs, he's also going to be on the wide zone as well. So he has to show both of those things. But like Ty Johnson and Michael Carter are going to be the guys when they want to break the zone on the left hand side and they want to go for big runs. I got Mims on the field to block, and whoever else, and Corey Davis blocking to break off big runs. Those are the guys that are going to break off like 10-yard runs. And then I think I said this before when I came on when I spoke to you a while back, and they're going to be running the hell out of the ball. I think that's it.
Yeah.
They're going to be running left, because also during the preseason game, they're going to want to show some continuity. They want to get off on the right foot, as you said, and the best way to get off on the right foot is take the strength of your offensive line, which is run. Right, with Mekhi Becton and Tucker if he's healthy, or whoever is on the left-hand side, and then even put a tight end up to Chip, right, and just run the hell out of the ball, whoever's there. Yeah. So that's my opinion about. I think the entire season's going to be like that, and they're going to everything.
I mean, you're talking that San
Francisco offense. The San Francisco offense is basically, you run the ball, and then the pass is going to come off the run.
Yeah. Listen, you're talking that talk. Listen, it's been a phenomenal call from you, my friend. It was great to speak to you. I want you to have yourself a good night, all right?
Thank you. You too.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Kyrian calling in with fire. There was a lot of fire in that call. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. Salute to everybody watching. Please get a stream a thumbs up if you haven't. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Please turn on your notifications as well, so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. You can hit the Super Chat if you like. If you don't want to hit the Super Chat, please hit the Cash App if you can. If you'd like to donate, whatever you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to my guy Anthony next. I know Anthony's got some talk to talk tonight. I know that he is ready. This is a guy that knows his Jets. Salutes to you, Anthony. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Anthony, listen, man, give me your thoughts about this situation with Mims. There's a lot of people saying that he's on the bubble. Do you believe that to be true?
Listen to me, Joe. Like, I love Mims, dude. I heard he's had a little bit of a drop problem, dude. But to be honest, in my opinion, I don't think he's doing bad, dude. I just think Keelan Cole is just outplaying him, dude. Like, I love Keelan Cole, dude. When the day we signed him, dude, I loved the signing, dude. I just really did, dude. So I really don't think it's Mims, dude. I just think Keelan Cole is just a better player, dude. And people are always talking about Keelan Cole is arguably the better scheme fit. But I really don't think Mims is doing that bad. I just think Keelan Cole is just playing better than him.
Okay. Yeah, so in your opinion, Keelan Cole is pretty much going to – because I know that there's a lot of people, even before, we really got going into the offseason and training camp came and things, there was a lot of people saying the second that we acquired him, this may be the guy that's going to be our number 2 wide receiver. Yep. Is that where you see Keelan Cole kind of slotting into?
Yeah, I think he can fit in. Like, listen to me, like, I think Mims, like, as of right now, I know he's going to be, like, he's going back down in the depth chart, dude, because I think Keelan Cole is like playing better. But yeah, I really do expect Keelan Cole to be the number 2 receiver this season for the start.
Okay. So when you look at this upcoming preseason game, because we're talking about this wide receiver core right now, do you expect Elijah Moore to get a bunch of snaps? I mean, where do you expect him to kind of fit into this situation?
Dude, we need to see him on the field, dude. All I gotta say, dude, Elijah Moore, dude, he is a stud, dude. I love Elijah Moore, dude. The day we drafted him, dude, I was so hyped, dude. I beg the Jets are going to play him this Saturday against the Giants, dude. I just really, really want to see it, dude. You want to give the young guys as much reps as possible, dude. So if I'm Robert Saleh, dude, I'm playing Elijah Moore this Saturday.
Yeah, look, I'm right there with you. I want to see him out there on the field. I want to see what he's going to bring. Again, from what we've heard so far from Saleh, the starting guys, the guys that they just have starting for this game, because nothing's concrete right now, right? Yep. So the guys they just have starting for this game is probably going to get a quarter, and then after that, they're probably going to take the guys out and keep it moving. As of right now, that may change, but as of right now. So, listen, if he's not, even if he is a starter, I want to see that guy out there. I want to see him up until maybe the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him. I want to see Elijah Moore get as many balls thrown his way this preseason. I want to see him really go out there and show us what he's got. Because, again, like you said, we're all excited about him. We've talked about him, all camp we talked about him, in mini camps, the impact that he can bring. And I just want to see him, out there really playing hard. Now, we talked about this wide receiver core. Let's talk about this QB situation, man, because there's people that are looking at Zach Wilson right now, and they're not too happy. As I know, Anthony, this fan base will turn on you real fast. Real fast, real fast. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They'll turn on you real fast. And he had a rough Green and White scrimmage, and he's had a rough practice. Throwing some interceptions. Things haven't looked as clean or as crisp as we all would hope, right? What are your thoughts on the situation of him struggling right now, man? I mean, how are you feeling about it?
Like, Joe, I am not nervous whatsoever, dude. Any Jet fans that are already flipping out about this, dude, all I'm going to say, dude, they're a bunch of idiots, dude. It's just ridiculous flipping out about this right now. It's actually ridiculous. It's actually so ridiculous. Like, dude, he's a rookie, dude. He's a rookie, dude. Like, dude, I'd much rather watch him make these mistakes right now than later, dude. Like, just have some patience, dude. Like, it's so annoying. That's all I gotta say, dude. Like, listen to me. I wanted us to draft Zach Wilson, dude. I'm probably one of Zach Wilson's biggest supporters already, dude. Like, I'm gonna defend him every second of the day, dude, because he's my quarterback, dude. I'm just so excited for him, dude. But all I gotta say to the fans out there that are telling me, "Oh, we should have kept Sam. We should have drafted Justin Fields. We should have drafted Trey Lance." Just stop. Just stop already. Like, he hasn't even played a preseason game yet. Like, just stop it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Look, listen, and everybody listening. I didn't call Jets fans idiots.
What more do you want from me?
All I said was y'all turn on people fast. Y'all turn on people real fast. That's all I'm saying. Don't DM me crazy. You know what I mean? I got nothing but love for all of y'all. You know what I mean? But y'all do turn on people fast. But, Anthony is speaking his mind, and I understand. There's a lot of frustration, especially, like you said as well, you're a big Zach Wilson guy. People will just start, trying to get at him constantly. It upsets you, and I get it. I get it. For me, I'm a Jets fan as well. I look at the situation like, hey, he's a young quarterback. He's going to have days like this. Like, that's just how it works. You figure things out, you make mistakes, and then you grow from them. Go ahead.
Yeah, and let me put something. I'm gonna add something else to it. Like, dude, like, the thing is, dude, just because he's struggling now does not mean he's gonna have a bad rookie season, dude. It doesn't mean anything, dude. Rookie quarterback, this happens to every rookie quarterback. Trust me, dude. And guess what? If he doesn't have the best rookie season this year, dude, it doesn't really matter, dude, because I can go on and on of how many great quarterbacks were not good in their first year, and not even into their fourth year. Like, I can keep on going.
Yeah.
Here's one example. Peyton Manning was awful his rookie year, dude. He went 3-13, threw over 20 interceptions, dude. The next year after that, he goes 13-3, and his stats are so much better. Like, I'm not trying to compare Zach Wilson to Peyton Manning. I'm just giving you an example, dude, of how much things can change after a year or two with a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking that talk, and everybody kind of talks about that Peyton Manning, stuff, and I kind of stay away from that because, like you said as well, people immediately start to say, he's going to be Peyton Manning. Or
I'm not comparing Zach Wilson to Peyton Manning. I'm just giving you an example.
But that's a great example and a great way to put it. It's like, hey, we've seen the best of the best quarterbacks struggle in their rookie years. It's like, why wouldn't he do the exact same way? Hell, we saw Sam struggle his rookie year, and then we saw flashes here and there, before we did what we did to destroy him. But you look at this situation, I want to keep going with you because you're really bringing the heat and the fire. And one of the things I think is going to be a big key to helping Zach Wilson this upcoming season, just throughout this offseason, is our offensive line. And there's a lot of people wondering why, when you look at this situation, a lot of people are looking at it and saying, hey, Becton's kind of struggling or kind of, going back and forth with Carl Lawson every day. Why isn't he just dominating every single down? What are your thoughts about that, man? What are your thoughts about this battle between Lawson and Becton on a daily basis?
like, Joe, to be honest, like, listen to me, I understand Lawson's been killing him in practice, but, like, man, like, I would have to say, dude, Lawson he's a monster. Like, he is tough to go against. I know, like,
exactly.
I think Becton's going to be fine. No, I just think Lawson is just bringing it to him. I just think Lawson's just going so tough on him. And guess what? It's like I said the same thing about Zach Wilson. It's practice. Just I just think Lawson's just going so tough on him. That's all. Like listen to me. The Jets haven't had a guy like this since probably John Abraham, dude. Like I am so excited for Carl Lawson. It's so nice that we have a legitimate pass rusher.
Mm-hmm. So when you look at this offensive line, again, because, Vera Tucker, he's dealing with that injury that he has, but when you look at the other side, that right guard position, Cam Clark dealing with that neck injury, we might see Van Roten actually stick around. As of right now, he's slotted as a starter there. Are you concerned about that, or is there another guard you think will be able to snatch that spot from him as we continue on throughout this preseason situation?
Like, Joe, like I'm not the biggest Van Roten guy, dude, but like I'm just saying, dude, like the Jets, he's not as bad as people say he is. Like I would love to see Cam Clark start at right guard. Like I would love to see Cam Clark start at right guard, but like I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, dude, because he got that huge injury the other day. It's gonna be hard for him to come back and like catch up. And like I really expect Van Roten to start, dude, but I think. Like, listen to me, man. He's by far the worst guy we have in the offensive line, dude. But it's not like he's so bad that we're in danger. So, like, I would love for another guy to start, too. But I really think it's going to be Van Roten now.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So my final question, and you're bringing the heat right now, Anthony. You're really bringing it in your call. When you look at this situation at linebacker, right? A lot of people, we were talking about Cashman. A lot of people talked about a lot of things. Listen, Hamza Nasruddin has stepped in. And this is a guy that looks like he's going to be our starting weak side linebacker.
Yep.
How do you feel about him at that position, man? Are you excited to see him going out there flying around? And are you going to keep a close eye on him this upcoming preseason game?
Absolutely. Listen, man, I really like Nasruddin, dude. People were telling me one day he was like a second or third round talent or something like that. They might have been about Sherwood, but I believe it was about Nasruddin. Like, man, I really like Nasruddin, dude. I really think Salo can make him something special. Like, I really like to pick at the time, dude. Like, I know, like, also in the linebacker group, you got guys like Cashman, Gerard Davis, C.J. Mosley, but I really expect Nasruddin to start, dude, because he's had a good training camp so far. I'm not gonna lie, I really liked it so far.
Yeah. Listen, Anthony, you have brought the fire, man. Before I let you go, when you watch this game, what position group battles are you going to keep your eyes on the closest, man? Like, what position groups are you going to be looking at going, who's making a play here? Who's making a play there throughout the game?
Listen to me, Joe. There's a lot of position battles on this team right now, but the one position battle that just intrigues me so much is the running back position, dude. Like, I really think it's going to be either between Kevin Coleman or Michael Carter that's going to be the starting running back to start off the season. So I really like both guys, dude. I think I've seen more of Michael Carter so far, but I told you this a few weeks ago. I have a feeling they might start Coleman. Because I told you a few weeks ago that I feel like Coleman is kind of a mentor of Michael Carter. Because like Kevin Coleman, he's been in the Shanahan offense for a while. He knows it so well. So maybe he's gonna teach Michael Carter a lot of things about this offense. So that's a big reason why I have a feeling Kevin Coleman might start.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it. I could absolutely see it. But I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep ringing this bell that listen, Michael P. Ryan, people thought he was dead, okay? They said he was the guy that was going to be off the roster. He was terrible, all this other stuff. That dude has brought it all camp, and he has been a guy that is running with power. He has been a guy that has been showing up and showing out every practice. And like he said as well, I could see Carter being the guy to be a starter, but I could see P. Ryan being a guy that they use heavy within this multi-back system. He may actually, again, make this roster when a lot of people had turned their backs on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say that. So, Anthony, listen, let me give you a hand, man, because you brought some fire, bro. Let me give you a hand, dude. Let's give him a hand. Let's give Anthony a hand. Let's give him a hand. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, Anthony, I want to thank you for calling in tonight, my friend. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Thanks for having me on, Joe. I'll definitely be here next time. Have a great night.
All right, you have a good one, man. Listen, Anthony called in. He had some fire. Listen, we talked so much tonight. I'm going to go to my savages in the chat because they're talking. Salute to SG31 Black. Salute to you as well, man. SG says, what do you think about the depth chart? So far, some of the things that we're seeing, and again, this is just kind of, on the fly. Some of the things that we're talking about, we talked a little bit about some of the guys that are going to be stepping up and probably starting. Again, things are still fluid. We're still trying to see what's going on here. When you look at this situation, particularly at wide receiver, some of the guys that we're seeing starting, I think Crowder is going to be out there with the ones. Supposedly Keelan Cole is going to be out there with the ones. And, of course, Corey Davis is going to be out there with the ones. Now, is that something that I think is going to be set in stone? No. I think that, again, they're still trying to evaluate things offensively. They're still trying to evaluate how guys can be used within the rotation at wide receiver. And so we're going to figure all those things out as time continues on. I don't think that this puts Sims, out the door. I don't think that this puts Sims in a situation, or Mims, in a situation where he won't be able to, grab a spot or anything like that. I just think right now, that's kind of where they're at, and they'll continue to work him within the rotation. And again, I think a lot of people are not talking about this situation is that he had food poisoning, coming into this offseason. I think that really made it a rough road. They said he lost like 15 pounds. He was, vomiting constantly. So now that that's over, he's getting back to it. We're starting to see him really get his things going. He's got to work on the drops. Again, there were some drops from some other guys as well too. But, we'll clean things up. But there's a lot of question marks at other position groups, particularly if you look at on the offensive side, that tight end position, big-time question marks, okay? I'm a guy that has been called a Herndon hater by the Herndon Hive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else y'all want me to do.
What more do you want from me?
I'm not bashing this guy 24 hours a day. I'm just saying he's got to show me something. And at this point, you look at guys like Croft and Griffin. Griffin, does anybody remember him? Griffin, yet again, is a guy that's putting on and being ahead of him, on these team drills. So you going into this game, Herndon's got to put on. Herndon's got to do something, especially with my guy Yeboah, right? Catching these touchdowns, okay? Yes, he's catching them with the second team. That does not mean that he's just a comfortable spot to make the roster. He's got to continue to fight and do his thing as well. But with his athletic ability, I think he's the guy that can push to possibly, be a starting tight end here, but we'll see. But again, Griffin and Croft have really been putting things together at that tight end position. You look at our offensive line, things are kind of shaking out again with the injury to Vera Tucker. We'll see how that pans out. I think he's going to miss the first preseason game with that pectoral injury. But you look at the situation here everywhere else. Morgan Moses, has looked decent. I'm a little concerned about that right guard position. But again, with Cam Clark going down with that neck injury, we'll figure out how we're going forward with him. We'll see how things pan out there. Maybe, the addition of Vera Tucker and everything that's going on around, maybe he, plays solidly this season or decently this season and not get destroyed like he did last season. But I'm extremely excited, especially when people talk about Becton, his battles with Carl Lawson this offseason. Those are things that I love to hear. I love to hear that they're, going back and forth and they're not winning every rep and, he's not dominating Lawson. Lawson's not dominating him. It's just, they're just going back and forth because they're good players. When you are playing up against the type of pass rusher that Carl Lawson is, he's one of the better pass rushers in the league, he should struggle. But guess what? All of the practice and all the struggle and all of the fight that they're having in practice is going to make him better when he goes against these other guys, that he's going to be facing during game time. Guys that are on Carl Lawson's level. He's going to be able to deal with those guys because he's dealing with one of the better pass rushers in camp, in practice, every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, again, they have a saying, iron sharpens iron, so they're just doing their thing, man. They're just doing their thing. So I like the way our offensive line is looking. I want to see Vera Tucker, come back. Eventually he will, which should be soon. He's a young guy. I can't now wait to see him out there. Everyone knows I'm a big USC guy, but he's a monster, and he's absolutely going to destroy people this upcoming season. You look at our defensive line. I'm extremely excited about that. I can't wait to see what they do in this upcoming game as well. Let me tell you something. I think we're going to dominate the line of scrimmage against the Giants. And, again, we haven't even gotten Quentin Williams in the fold yet, man. He's still, trying to come back from that injury, which he should be soon. So you look at the situation, man. You got Lawson out there. Huff is a guy that I think is really turning a lot of heads, too. He's a guy that's going to get after it. He's a guy that's going to be able to rush the passer solidly. Our rotation is so good with John Franklin Myers and, and all the guys we have. Shepard, is going to be out there fighting and battling. Man, it's going to be – I'm telling you, we are going to absolutely destroy so many people this upcoming season. We don't even talk about, guys like Rankins and all these guys that we've added, man. We are going to dominate the line of scrimmage, and that's really going to help us on the back end of our defense because, again, there's big questions about the corner position, and that's a position that I'm definitely going to have my eyes on. With Bryce, I think is going to be a guy, as of right now, just the way the depth chart is looking, is going to be a guy that's going to be out there at corner as well, starting with Bless Austin. So we'll see how things pan out with the rest of the corners, too. A lot of people talking about Gundry and all these guys. I'm going to keep my eye on that position group, probably the closest on defense, because I want to see how this is going to pan. But if our pass rush is really able to get after it, it's going to help those guys in coverage because they're not going to have to be covering for very long. And also they're going to be able to take advantage of the mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks are going to make because you got a second to throw the football. You're going to throw it somewhere where it shouldn't be. And guess what? That could be picked off and taken to the house, or that could be picked off and it's going to be returned to our offense. So turnovers can come out of those things. Also strip sacks as well can come out of those things. So I cannot wait to see how our front is really going to get after it. Our linebacker situation, I like that as well. Gerard Davis is a guy I can't wait to see. There's a lot of talk about him and what he can bring. Again, this is a guy that was a first-round pick, a guy that a lot of people were saying, hey, he hasn't played up to his potential yet. He's looked like he's a guy that can really go out there and put on. And, of course, C.J. Mosley finally being able to be out there on the field now after 2 games to 2 years. That's what people constantly got after me with when I was just so excited about him, coming into this offseason. People was 2 games to 2 years, Joe. Well, guess what? You guys are about to see, and he's super in shape, and he's lost quite a bit of weight, so he's going to be flying around there in the 4-3, doing his thing. So I can't wait. Hamza Nerzaldine as well at that weak side position. We're going to see, he's going to go out there again. I talk to people. I live on the West Coast. I watch the Niners. I've seen what Sulla and this defense can do with guys that are built like him. These kind of between guys, these hybrid guys, he calls them these hit-and-run linebackers, guys that used to be safeties, but they're linebackers now. The way he utilizes them within the defense, man, it's attack. And let me tell you, I cannot wait to see what he does with Nerzaldine. And here's the deal that I feel a lot of people aren't talking about, too, is our safety position, man. Can we get some love for Marcus May? Can we get some love for Marcus May? That's all I'm saying, bro. Can we get some love for my guy? You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Can we get some love for Marcus May? This is a guy that's had a phenomenal camp so far. A phenomenal camp. He's looked good. He's had interceptions. He's a guy that's being utilized out there, versatile. They're moving him around, using all kinds of things, and he is excelling within this defense. So he's a guy I want to see out there doing his thing, too. I can't wait to see him go out there and handle business. Also, Joyner as well is a guy that's versatile. He's been flying around there, too. You know what I'm saying? And that, again, is going to help our secondary. And the final thing, we talked a little bit about it tonight, but listen, special teams, there's a lot of battles in the special teams department as well that we need to keep our eyes on. Another position that I'm definitely going to have my eyes on, this preseason game is going to be that kicker position. Amendola, Chris Nagar, who's going to win it? Who's going to take it? Is it going to be the kid from SMU? Is it going to be Amendola? Who's going to take this, man? We've gotten rid of Thicken. We've seen what bad kicking does. I'm talking about we've seen it, man. Listen, when you do not have a kicker that you can trust, we've seen it. We've been nervous before when Thicken was going out there, and we felt like, oh, we don't know if we can trust this guy. Can we find a kicker that's going to be able to stick to this roster? So there's a battle there, man, and we'll see who's going to come out of it. These guys are going to be kicking footballs, left and right, and we'll see who's going to make it. Again, you watch that Hall of Fame game, you saw kicks. Eric kicks left and right. You do not want to continue to see that, this upcoming season. And also that kick returner position as well. Who's going to pan out there? Again, we've seen Carter back there in the Green and White Scrimmage. We've seen Valentine. Valentine specifically is a guy that I'm looking at it. If he can come in here and be a very solid returner, that's something that could really punch his ticket to be a guy that makes the roster. That cornerback position, there's a lot of players there, putting it together. So, we'll see what happens. Also, again, in minicamp earlier, we saw, Elijah Moore catching punts. Could he be a guy that they put out there, when the preseason game comes? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So that kick returner position, that punt return position, there's also some battles there. And those battles, again, could get guys to make the roster. That could be your sticking point to be on the roster. This is what I do well. We've seen that in the past where guys play special teams extremely solidly, and that is something that really punches their ticket to keep them on the roster, because otherwise they would have been gone. So salute to everybody. I want to thank everybody for calling in tonight. This was a phenomenal show. We talked to a lot of great people tonight. I want to thank everyone for calling in. I'm going to go ahead and close the show up. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search the Long Beach Joe Show, all right, on Facebook, all right? Go ahead, like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will go back and forth with you all night long. Oh, by the way, I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. All times I will have that Vera Tucker jersey on, all right? He's going to come back from that injury soon, and he's going to be a beast. You know what I'm saying? So you want to troll me? Let's go back and forth. I'm also the show's page as well on Twitter is The Long Beach Joe. So The Long Beach Joe, go ahead and, follow me on there. We can go back and forth on there. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Give my videos a thumbs up. And if you want to troll me, no issues. I'll troll you right back on there too. Leave your comment. Let's go back and forth. And as always, people, when you see me in person, because eventually you will see me in person, all right? It is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Without you folks, I am absolutely nothing. The hugs will remain free. No matter what anyone tells you, okay, the hugs will always be free. So I want to thank you folks for listening. Again, without you folks, I'm absolutely nothing. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen and call into the show. I absolutely love going back and forth, with people, especially Jets fans, man. And again, I want to thank, the 757 Virginia Fan Club representative, Willie Williams, for calling into the show and spreading the love. Again, everyone that is in that 757 area code, everyone that's in the 757 area, if you're in VA, listen, hit up Willie, man. Hit up that fan club. They're doing a lot of beautiful things out there. So I want to thank you folks for listening. You folks have a good one. Peace.